PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium have a huge library of games, but with so many choices, it can be hard to know where to start. In this video, we're sharing our take on the best PS Plus Extra and Premium games you should play, from blockbuster hits to underrated gems. Of course, you might have different favorites, and that's totally fine. Let us know in the comments which games you think deserve a spot. Now, let's jump in. God of War 3 Remastered brings Kratos' brutal revenge story with enhanced 1080p visuals, improved textures, and a smoother frame rate close to 60 FPS. The game's massive boss battles and cinematic moments look even better, though some character models still feel dated. Combat remains a highlight, featuring fluid weapon switching and satisfying combos. Platforming and environmental puzzles are engaging, but the fixed camera can be frustrating. The story assumes knowledge of previous games, making it harder for newcomers, with some underdeveloped characters and an underwhelming ending. This version includes all previous DLC and a new photo mode, though it can disrupt gameplay. Despite its flaws, God of War 3 Remastered delivers intense action and holds up well, making it a solid pick for fans of brutal cinematic combat. Rise of the Tomb Raider is an exciting adventure that improves on the previous game. The story is gripping and the environments are beautiful. Lara Croft is shown as a smart and confident character, driven by her obsession to uncover ancient secrets rather than just trying to survive. The game focuses a lot on exploration. There are amazing tombs to explore, and a semi-open world full of hidden secrets and challenges. The puzzles are fun, especially the optional challenge tombs, though some players might wish there were more of them. Combat is enjoyable, with Lara able to craft powerful weapons that make fights exciting. Stealth, however, doesn't feel as rewarding as in some other games. Rise of the Tomb Raider offers a great experience with a strong story, memorable villains, and Lara Croft is one of the best action heroes in gaming. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a fun single-player game with a great story. Unlike Marvel's Avengers, it has no online features or microtransactions, just an 18-hour adventure full of action, humor, and heart. You play as Star-Lord, leading your team, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot, through battles. While you only control Star-Lord, you can command your teammates to use special abilities. Combat is simple but fun, mixing shooting, elemental attacks, and teamwork. The world looks amazing, but is mostly linear, with some light puzzles and collectibles. What makes the game stand out is the character banter. It keeps things fun and makes the team feel real. Though not groundbreaking, Guardians of the Galaxy is a well-made, entertaining game. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition is one of the best RPGs out there. This version includes remastered graphics, improved performance, and all the expansions, adding new quests, characters, and environments. One of Skyrim's biggest draws is the ability to mod the game, allowing players to personalize their experience. The game's world is huge, with diverse locations, dynamic weather, and rich details that make it feel real. Players can explore different storylines, including factions like the Companions, Thieves Guild, and Dark Brotherhood, with choices that affect the game's outcome. Combat is exciting, especially with dragon shouts, but Skyrim also offers peaceful moments, like watching the Northern Lights or uncovering ancient ruins. Whether you're new to the game or returning, the special edition makes the experience better than ever. Detroit: Become Human is a story-driven sci-fi game. It follows three androids, Kara, Connor, and Marcus, who face tough choices about freedom, morality, and human rights. Every decision you make changes the story, leading to different endings. Connor, played by Brian Dechart, is especially interesting since you can turn him into a hero or a villain. Marcus stays likable no matter what, while Kara's journey feels the most personal. The game's world is immersive and visually stunning, though some parts of the story feel a bit forced. Some side characters don't get much depth, and combat isn't very challenging. But despite that, Detroit: Become Human delivers an emotional and gripping experience with strong performances, deep storytelling, and plenty of replay value. Tetris Effect: Connected takes classic Tetris and makes it an incredible visual and sound experience. Every move syncs with the music, making the game feel alive. In Journey mode, you play through stunning levels like glowing oceans and space landscapes. Each stage has unique music and effects, creating an immersive feel. but the game gets tough, especially in later levels when the speed suddenly changes. The zone feature helps by stopping time so you can clear lines strategically. Other game modes offer more challenges, though zone isn't available outside journey mode. VR makes the game even better by enhancing the visuals and reducing distractions. Without VR, effects can sometimes feel overwhelming. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a must-play for anyone who loves pirates. Set in the golden age of piracy, it lets you sail across the Caribbean, battle enemy ships, and explore hidden islands. There's always something exciting to do, from hunting sea creatures to uncovering lost treasure. The game still looks great, and modern consoles make it run even smoother with faster loading times. Movement and combat feel fluid, though the controls can be tricky at times. The story isn't the best in the series, but the pirate setting makes it fun and adventurous. Even the modern-day sections add an interesting twist. While the multiplayer is limited, the single-player experience is amazing. With stunning locations, thrilling naval battles, and endless things to explore, Black Flag is one of the best Assassin's Creed games ever. Disco Elysium. The Final Cut is a cool game. You play as a detective solving a murder, but the story goes much deeper, exploring personal struggles and society's problems. There's no combat in this game. Instead, your detective skills act like voices in your head, helping you make choices. Every decision changes the story, making each playthrough feel unique. The Final Cut version adds full voice acting, with Lemuel Brown delivering a great performance as your inner thoughts. With its deep story, unique gameplay, and amazing world building, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut is a must-play for storytelling fans. Doom is a fast and action-packed shooter that keeps you moving. The story mode is exciting, pushing you to fight aggressively. The glory kill system rewards you with health when you finish off enemies, encouraging non-stop combat. The super shotgun feels powerful, but some weapons, like the rocket launcher, don't feel as strong. The game's levels are designed to keep you on the move, with enemies attacking from all directions. Classic demons like Pinkies and Barons of Hell make battles feel fresh, while boss fights require more strategy. Exploring is also rewarding, letting you find weapon and armor upgrades to improve your strength. The online multiplayer isn't very exciting, and there are some small glitches, but the main game is still fantastic. Doom is a thrilling shooter that brings back the classic fast-paced action. XCOM 2 is a turn-based strategy game where you lead a group of soldiers fighting against an alien invasion. Every battle is high stakes, and your choices really matter. The game keeps things fresh with random maps and upgrades, so no two missions are the same. You can also sneak up on enemies using the concealment system, making battles more exciting. There are 5 soldier classes, each with different skills, so picking the right team is important. The enemy AI is smart, forcing you to think carefully and adapt your strategy. The game does have some bugs and performance issues, but its deep strategy and unpredictable battles make it one of the best strategy games. The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion is an RPG set in Cyrodiil, offering over 200 hours of gameplay. You can follow the main story, join guilds, fight in the arena, or explore freely. Unlike Morrowind, Oblivion provides better directions while keeping player freedom. Fast travel and a quest log make exploring easier. You can create your own character by choosing a race, skills, and abilities, though some are less useful. Combat is improved but still feels a bit awkward. The world feels alive, with NPCs having daily routines and full voice acting. While the main story is engaging, the side quests and guild missions stand out the most. Hollow Knight is a 2D adventure game with a huge world to explore and exciting combat. You play in Hollow Knight, a dark underground kingdom full of secrets, hidden paths, and mysteries. The game lets you explore freely, with beautiful hand-drawn art and music that make the world feel alive. Combat is all about timing and skill. Enemies and bosses are tough, but learning their patterns makes fights rewarding. You can use charms to change your abilities and a healing system to stay in the fight. There's a lot to discover, from secret areas and hidden bosses to deep lore. New movement upgrades keep exploration fresh, and shortcuts help with backtracking. The game is tough at first, but once you master it, it's one of the best adventure games out there. Shadow of the Colossus is more than a game, it's an experience. The The world is vast and empty, creating a deep sense of loneliness. There are no side missions, just you, your horse aggro, and 16 massive colossi to defeat. Each battle is a puzzle. You must figure out how to climb these giants, find their weak spots and take them down. Some fights happen in the air, on water, or while riding aggro, who feels like a real companion. The story is simple but emotional. You're trying to bring a girl back to life, but every victory has a price. The ending is one of the best in gaming. Doom Eternal is one of the best action-packed shooters. It improves on Doom 2016 with better movement, strategy, and intense combat. The game rewards skill. You must move fast, aim well, and use the right weapons. Enemies have weak points, and managing resources is key. The chainsaw gives ammo, the flamethrower gives armor, and glory kills restore health. There are also platforming sections, secrets, and upgrades. The story is detailed, but hidden in text logs. The Fortress of Doom acts as a base, but isn't very useful. After the 15-hour campaign, you can enjoy extra challenge modes, collectibles, and multiplayer. Death Stranding is a unique and visually stunning game. Made by Hideo Kojima, it follows Sam Porter Bridges, a courier delivering packages to reconnect people in a broken world. The story is deep and the world looks incredible, but the gameplay is slow and divisive. Most of the game involves walking long distances while carrying heavy loads. You must balance carefully and deal with rough terrain, which can feel repetitive. Ghost-like enemies called BTs add tension, but eventually become just another obstacle. If you enjoy slow, immersive games with deep storytelling, you might love Death Stranding, but if you prefer fast action, this may not be for you. Resistance 3 is a gripping shooter that focuses on survival rather than action. You play as Joseph Capelli, a family man on a dangerous journey to stop an alien wormhole. The story is emotional and personal, making it more than just a war game. Gameplay is smooth and fun, with weapons that get stronger the more you use them. The combat is exciting, and the game mixes big battles with sneaky and scary moments. Enemies are terrifying, and the dark world adds to the tension. Multiplayer is still enjoyable, even with fewer players, and new perks keep it fresh. Co-op is now limited to 2 players, making teamwork more personal. With a well-crafted campaign and solid multiplayer, Resistance 3 is one of the best shooters. If you love intense action and great storytelling, it's a must-play for you. Wild Arms is a fun and well-made RPG. The story follows heroes trying to stop the metal demons from destroying the world. Instead of using text to introduce characters, the game starts with 3 short adventures, making the story feel more natural and engaging. The gameplay stays fresh by mixing puzzles, exploration, and battles, so it never feels boring. The graphics aren't as advanced as Final Fantasy VII, but the 3D monster battles and smooth movement still look good. The soundtrack is also unique, blending techno, synth, and country music. Some action parts may be tricky for players with slower reflexes, but the strong story, long playtime, and interesting characters make Wild Arms a great RPG. Resident Evil Director's Cut takes you to a spooky mansion filled with zombies and deadly creatures. You play as Jill Valentine or Chris Redfield, searching for missing people in Raccoon Forest, but the mission turns into a fight for survival. You must explore, solve puzzles, and manage limited supplies while dealing with classic tank controls and fixed camera angles that make every moment feel tense. This version adds 2 extra modes, Training for an easier time and Advanced, which changes enemy locations and camera angles for a fresh challenge. The voice acting is famously cheesy, especially Barry Burton's lines, but the creepy atmosphere, eerie soundtrack, and scary surprises make this a must-play. Rayman Legends is a fantastic platformer that keeps things fresh with new ideas in every level. The game's bright and colorful visuals, smooth controls, and creative mechanics make every stage exciting. It has fun boss fights and a great mix of challenge and accessibility, so both casual and experienced players can enjoy it. Local co-op is a blast, letting up to 4 players team up for some fast-paced fun. However, it's disappointing that there's no online multiplayer. Some escort missions can be frustrating because of the AI, but overall, the game is a joy to play. With hidden secrets, tons of unlockables, and polished gameplay, Rayman Legends is one of the best platformers ever made. Whether alone or with friends, it's an unforgettable experience. Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction is a fantastic game. Made by Insomniac Games, it tells a fun story about Ratchet's past while keeping the humor and charm of the series. The game looks great with colorful worlds, smooth action and exciting moments. Gameplay is mostly shooting with some platforming. Clank's puzzle sections add variety, and there are lots of creative weapons like the Nano Swarmers and Tornado Launcher. A new upgrade system lets you make weapons stronger, and gadgets like the Groovatron add extra fun. The game isn't too hard, but it has exciting battles, vehicle sections, and space combat. Some small issues like awkward motion controls and a tedious lock-picking minigame don't take away from the experience. The Sly Collection is a remastered set of 3 Sly Cooper games. Each game feels different. The first Sly Cooper is a simple platformer. Sly 2 has open-world missions, and Sly 3 mixes different gameplay styles. Some old issues are still there, like camera problems in Sly 2 and too many characters in Sly 3, but overall these games are still some of the best platformers ever made. The collection also includes 4 PlayStation Move mini-games, but they aren't very special. Still, the main games are great, offering a fun mix of stealth, action, and adventure. Whether you're a long-time fan or playing for the first time, the Sly Collection is worth checking out. Fallout 3 takes place in a destroyed Washington, D.C. in the year 2277. You play as a Vault 111 resident searching for your missing father. The world is dangerous, and your choices change the story and how people react to you. The game uses the SPCEAPL system, perks, and a karma system that affects quests and allies. You can join groups like the Brotherhood of Steel or the Enclave, or follow your own path. Combat mixes real-time action with the VAT system, letting you pause and aim for cinematic attacks. Exploration is rewarding with side quests, hidden locations, and mini-games like hacking and lockpicking. Weapons break over time, and you must manage radiation and addiction. Returnal is a fast-paced shooter that combines intense action with a roguelike structure. You play as Celine, an astronaut trapped in a time loop on the alien planet Atropos. Each time she dies, the world resets, forcing you to adapt and fight through waves of dangerous enemies. The combat is smooth, fast, and full of exciting shootouts. Every run feels different, with unique weapon traits and upgrades that keep things fresh. You'll need quick reflexes and smart choices to survive. However, Returnal is a tough game. Runs can be long, and there's no way to save mid-run, which can be frustrating. Still, if you love a challenge, this game delivers. With its gripping atmosphere, unique story, and rewarding combat, Returnal is one of the best games available to play. Spider-Man Miles Morales is a smaller follow-up to Marvel's Spider-Man, but every part of it feels important. The side missions are more meaningful, and Miles' bioelectric attacks and stealth moves make combat exciting. The game brings Harlem to life, making Miles' personal journey just as powerful as his superhero story. The action is smooth, the world looks stunning, and the DualSense controller adds to the experience with immersive feedback. Swinging through the city and fighting enemies feels fun and natural. The story is gripping, and Miles proves himself as a hero in his own right. Fallout New Vegas is an open-world RPG set in a post-apocalyptic desert. You play as a courier caught in a battle between 2 major groups fighting for control of New Vegas. The main story is simple, but the side quests are the real highlight, offering tons of choices that shape the world around you. The game plays a lot like Fallout 3, with VT's targeting, skill stats, and perks. It adds some improvements like aiming with iron sights and better crafting. There is also a hardcore mode which makes survival tougher by adding food, water, and sleep needs. It does have bugs like weird AI and rough animations, but the world is full of interesting stories and fun gameplay. If you love open-world RPGs, Fallout New Vegas is worth playing. Infamous 2 is an exciting open-world game that improves on the first with a better story, smoother gameplay, and a more detailed world. You play as Cole McGrath, who escapes to New Morass after losing to the Beast. This city, inspired by New Orleans, feels more alive and colorful than Empire City. Combat is fast and action-packed, with improved melee attacks using the AMP and powerful new abilities. Your choices shape the story, unlocking different powers and leading to unique endings, making the game worth replaying. Side missions and collectibles like blast shards and dead drops add more to explore. A new feature lets players create and share custom missions, adding even more variety. With its fun combat, engaging story, and meaningful choices, Infamous 2 is one of the best games you can play. Ridge Racer Type 4 is a fast and exciting racing game. Unlike Gran Turismo, it focuses on speed and drifting around corners. With 321 fictional cars and smooth controls, it delivers an arcade-style experience. The main mode, Grand Prix, lets you pick from 4 teams and car makers, which affect how your car improves. You race on 8 tracks, upgrading your car as you qualify. The AI isn't too difficult, so overtaking is easy, but mastering the tracks takes skill. The soundtrack mixes house, techno, and drum and bass, keeping the energy high. Final Fantasy VII Remake is a fresh take on the classic game. It changes the old turn-based battles to fast, real-time action. The story, which was only a few hours in the original, now takes over 30 hours to play. This gives you more time to get to know the characters, but some parts might feel like they drag on. The combat is a highlight, mixing real-time fighting with some strategy. Each character has their own special moves, and you need to switch between them to defeat different enemies. The boss fights are intense and exciting with unique mechanics. While the story adds new elements that might confuse some players, it still keeps the spirit of Final Fantasy VII alive. Pistol Whip is a fun VR game that combines shooting with rhythm, similar to Beat Saber. In this game, you shoot enemies to the beat of the music in a colorful, abstract world. There's no story, just fast action and great rhythm. You can enjoy the game by syncing your shots with the music or going for fast, high-speed shooting. The projectiles are slow and easy to dodge, but the game requires a lot of head movement, which may not be for everyone. While there are only 10 levels, each one has its own music and plenty of replay value. You can also use features like auto-aim and customizable guns, though more personalization would be nice. Grand Theft Auto 5 takes you to the massive world of Los Santos, where you control 3 characters, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, each with their own unique story and abilities. The game's story humorously critiques modern America, focusing on greed and corruption. With improved controls like smooth car handling and an easy cover system, the gameplay feels satisfying. You are free to explore the world with tons of activities besides main missions, and replayable heist missions let you approach tasks in different ways. The in-game radio adds to the experience with funny commentary and music. While the humor can be a bit too blunt, it fits the game's vibe. The visuals are stunning, though occasional frame rate issues and glitches pop up. GTA 5 delivers an intense, mature, and unforgettable gaming experience with its open world and provocative content. Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection brings together the first 3 games of the series with remastered visuals and smooth 60 FPS gameplay. The remasters keep the original art style, but Uncharted 2 Among Thieves stands out for its detailed environments and faster gunplay. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception focuses more on Nathan Drake's past, with stunning cinematic visuals that bring the story to life. While the collection offers amazing gameplay, it misses extra content like character bios and concept art, which could have added more depth for fans. Despite this, the collection still delivers a top-tier action-adventure experience. It's a great way to experience Nathan Drake's adventures if you've never played the games before, or just want to revisit them with updated visuals. God of War Collection includes HD versions of the original God of War and God of War 2, offering smoother gameplay with better frame rates and no screen tearing. While the graphics and content are the same as the PS2 versions, you get an improved experience overall. The cutscenes, especially those using in-game graphics, show their age compared to the enhanced gameplay visuals, but the game still holds up. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, this collection is the best way to experience these classic games. Demon's Souls offers a tough but rewarding experience. Known for its high difficulty, the game doesn't let you pause, features constant auto-saving, and punishes death with permanent consequences. You'll die often, losing progress, but each death teaches valuable lessons. The thrill of defeating a tough boss is unmatched. Strategy is key, as you'll need to manage your defense and weapons to survive. You can play in different ways, focusing on magic, strength, or agility. The online mode adds extra fun, letting you leave messages for other players and invade their worlds as a Black Phantom. The world is dark, atmospheric, and filled with cool creatures and hidden areas to explore. Bloodborne is a thrilling action RPG set in a dark, eerie world. The game mixes fast combat with a mysterious story, keeping players hooked. It's tough, with challenging bosses that require skill and perseverance to defeat. The world is semi-open, letting you explore at your own pace. The combat system is unique, featuring transforming weapons and quick counterattacks that keep battles exciting. Though the game has some issues like long loading times and occasional frame rate drops, these don't take away from the overall experience. The rewarding exploration and deep story more than make up for it. Bloodborne also includes some subtle co-op elements, allowing you to interact with others during your journey. It's a tough game, but the sense of accomplishment makes it memorable. Ghost of Tsushima is a visually stunning open-world game set in feudal Japan, where you play as Jin Sakai, a samurai fighting Mongol invaders. The game blends sword fighting, stealth, and exploration with a dynamic combat system that offers different stances and strategies depending on the enemies. The story is deep, with Jin struggling between his samurai traditions and the need to fight back against the invaders. The villain, Khotun-chan, adds a lot of tension to the narrative. While stealth mechanics could be better with issues like poor AI, the game makes up for it with intense cinematic duels. The world is beautiful, guiding you with natural cues like the wind. Some side quests are forgettable, but many offer memorable character-driven moments. The Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection includes Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Lost Legacy. These games were already great on the previous console, and the collection offers improved graphics. If you've already played them, the differences aren't very noticeable. There's no new content or multiplayer, and you can carry over your progress from the previous versions. While this collection doesn't offer much for players who've already experienced the games, both titles still stand out for their thrilling stories, strong characters, and action. A Thief's End has some story issues, but Lost Legacy brings in fresh characters and great team dynamics. It's a fantastic collection for newcomers, but not a must-have for veterans. The Witcher 3. Wild Hunt is a massive RPG with an immersive open world. The main story, where Geralt searches for his lost love and daughter, can feel repetitive with too many fetch quests. However, the game really excels in its side quests and exploration, offering a rich world full of detail. The world itself is stunning, with dynamic weather and a day/night cycle that makes it feel alive. Combat is smooth, and Geralt's progression is satisfying as you gain new potions, magic powers, and upgrades. Your decisions have real consequences, adding depth to the experience. Although there are some technical issues, especially on consoles, The Witcher 3 remains one of the best RPGs, with a deep world to explore and a rewarding experience for those willing to go beyond the main story. God of War Ragnarok takes everything great from its predecessor and elevates it with an epic story, stunning visuals, and intense combat. Kratos and his son Atreus face the threat of Ragnarok in a bigger world with deeper character development and themes about destiny, sacrifice, and the parent-child bond. The performances, especially from Christopher Judge as Kratos, bring incredible emotional depth, while Freya and Atreus add complexity to the story. The combat is thrilling, with improved weapons and new abilities making each battle satisfying. The visuals are breathtaking, and the music by Bear McCreary perfectly complements the game's emotional and action-packed moments. New gameplay features like varied shields and different ways to use Kratos' weapons keep things fresh. Ragnarok is an emotional and exciting conclusion to Kratos' Norse saga, offering both a powerful story and incredible gameplay. The Last of Us Remastered is an upgraded version of the original game, featuring better visuals and smoother gameplay. The improved graphics include sharper textures and lighting, making the game look even better than before. The new photo mode lets players capture stunning in-game moments. The DualShock 4 controller is also enhanced, with options to remap controls and use the controller's speaker for added immersion. All the original DLC, including the Left Behind prequel and extra maps, is included. The online multiplayer benefits from the smoother frame rate, making it more enjoyable. The Last of Us Remastered is a perfect mix of better visuals, smoother gameplay, and extra content. An essential game for both newcomers and returning players. God of War delivers an unforgettable experience with its emotional story and engaging gameplay. Set in a breathtaking Norse mythology-inspired world, you follow Kratos and his son Atreus on a quest to honor Kratos' wife's last wish. Their relationship grows from tension to a deep, relatable father-son bond. The game's standout feature is its single-camera shot, which keeps you close to Kratos, making you feel like you're part of the journey. Atreus plays a key role in both the story and combat. The combat is fluid and strategic, with Kratos' Leviathan axe offering powerful, satisfying attacks. While not fully open world, God of War offers plenty of areas to explore, with tough enemies and valuable rewards. And that's our list of the best PS Plus Extra and Premium games you should check out. Of course, this is just our take and there are plenty of other great games to explore. If we missed one of your favorites, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your picks. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next one. Thanks for watching and happy gaming!